distinguished dignitaries, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. On behalf of Embassy of India in Kuwait, I welcome you all to today's event, Neet Day in Kuwait, which is being organized by the Indian Professionals Network IPN Kuwait in partnership with the Embassy. I would like to take this opportunity upfront to inform all the Indian nationals, especially our professionals in Kuwait, that the registrations for IPN remain live. All Indian professionals are thereby encouraged to register and join this network. In view of the prevailing pandemic, today's event is being held largely virtually in line with the COVID-19 related health and safety guidelines. Today's event is an important event as we partake in the happiness of the Indian community in general and the young students in particular, who are elated on the announcement of a historic decision by the Government of India to allocate a center to Kuwait for the NEET examination. This decision, which has resolved many of the issues and worries of our students preparing to appear for the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test NEET, has brought much joy to the students and the larger community. Joining us today for this event are all the stakeholders of the Indian community in Kuwait, especially the principals, teachers, students and their parents, and representatives of professional and community associations in Kuwait. We would be hearing from some of them during the course of the program. Before we begin the official proceedings of the day, may I request all the esteemed guests who have joined us here in the auditorium to continue to follow all the COVID-19 related guidelines, especially maintaining adequate social distancing and wearing of your respective masks properly throughout the program. Thank you for your cooperation in this regard. We begin today's event with the national anthem, which will be sung by the members of the Kuwait Chamber Chorale. May I request everyone to rise for the national anthem, please. Thank you, everyone. May I now request His Excellency Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Shri Sibi George, to come to the podium and deliver the inaugural address, please.
Respected principals, teachers and students, parents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. Welcome to Embassy of India. I begin my address today by thanking His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Amir of the State of Kuwait, and His Highness Sheikh Mishal Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Crown Prince of the State of Kuwait, for hosting the large Indian community in Kuwait and also extending us all the support during the COVID-19 pandemic. We are gathered here today to share the happiness of our children and their parents on the historic decision by the Government of India to allot Kuwait as the first center for NEET examination outside India. I was happy to see the overwhelming response of our students, parents and teachers who welcomed the decision by the Government of India and thanked our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and Honorable Education Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. On the request of our students, parents and teachers and our many Indian professionals in Kuwait, we are organizing this Neet Day today. This is an occasion to take part in the happiness of our students and parents, and also to reiterate our solemn pledge to do everything that is humanly possible to address the many concerns that our children face in the middle of this devastating COVID-19 pandemic. Dear students, I had addressed you on a few occasions in the recent past, including through an open house which we held from here, dedicated to issues related to CBSE examinations and various entrance examinations. I recall my personal messages to each one of you on the eve of New Year 2021. If you recall, through these communications, we had made a promise to all of you, a promise that we, the elders, will take care of all your worries, and especially those surrounding the uncertainties of the conduct of examinations, and that the students should leave your worries to us. I recall what I mentioned in my interactions and remarks. Let me quote. Our school children are facing the multiple challenges on account of a number of factors, including the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, restrictions on their school operations, dislocations and separations from friends, teachers, guides, uncertainties related to forthcoming examinations, including the final CBSE examinations, and so on. Despite all this, I am proud of the fact that our students have shown exemplary courage and resilience in dealing with every challenge that life under COVID has thrown at them. We as elders understand their concerns, their anxiety and their nervousness. To allay their fears and genuine concerns, I would like to take this opportunity to reiterate to all dear students that they should leave their worries to us. We at the embassy, along with our school authorities and our concerned authorities in Kuwait and India, including our CBSE, will do everything that is humanly possible to ensure that final examinations are conducted in as safe and orderly manner as possible, and they will not lose an academic year under any circumstances. I urge the students to focus on their studies at this crucial stage. I am sure that they will all excel with the flying colors, unquote. Dear students, dear parents, my promise was based on the firm belief and understanding that our government back home in India is fully committed to addressing the various concerns that our community, including our children abroad, face. We have seen the crucial decision on cancellation of CBSE examination that Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji took after wide consultations, keeping the interest and safety of our children in mind. And now we have again seen, in a historic first, Government of India has allocated a center for Kuwait for conduct of NEET examinations. Earlier this year, for the first time in the history of Kuwait, we held JEE examinations in Kuwait. A center in Kuwait was also allocated for NATA examinations. The fact that you do not have to travel to thousands of miles, especially during the times of COVID-19 pandemic, and also that you don't have to worry about other logistical problems that students face while traveling to far-flung places, cities, to appear for examinations like accommodation, locating and going to exam centers, etc. I believe solves many of our problems and also saves your time and energy. Again, let me reiterate this. In the embassy, we are fully aware of the challenges that we face in organizing such an important examination abroad. To ensure smooth, fair and secure conduct of NEET examination, I have set up a committee of senior officers in the mission who will coordinate each step with the concerned authorities in India and Kuwait on a regular basis under my direct supervision. Again, students, leave the worries to us and you focus on your studies. Your safety and security are most important to our leadership, your embassy, your schools, and of course, to your parents. Dear friends, I see all these positive developments by Government of India as part of an overall transformative approach that our leadership has adopted in recent years towards developing the academic ecosystem in our country. Education is a priority sector for the government, and holistic development of our young minds for the future of our country is of utmost importance. The new education policy introduced by the government is part of India's efforts to not only help children realize their true potential, but also a well thought out action plan to prepare for India's leadership role in the 21st century. One of the salient features of this policy is that learning has been envisaged as an interlinked phenomena and not just as something which can be confined to the four walls of the classroom. It is definitely a paradigm shift which will make learning a fun-based and holistic experience. With a revamped curriculum, the seeds of the next generation era has been sown. I am quite confident that this will keep us in good stead for future, where there is ought to have a strong emphasis on futuristic skills based on creativity, innovation, real-time problem solving, AI adaptability, and so on. Dear students, many of you are aware that the embassy had launched India at 75 to commemorate the 75th anniversary of our independence. We have been organizing a series of events as part of these celebrations, which we will continue till August 15, 2022. You may also be aware that this year we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Kuwait. These are important milestones in the history of our nation and the history of our relationship with Kuwait. Embassy has been working closely with all our partners to organize various events to celebrate these anniversaries and to highlight emerging new India to the world, to reach out to our Kuwaiti partners and friends. I see our schools, teachers, students, and parents as important partners in these celebrations. It is in this context that we are also felicitating some of our winners of the various contests we held on the occasion of the International Yoga Day today. In fact, most of our schools are partners in our endeavor to promote India in Kuwait, and many of our children have always been part of Embassy's various online competitions. I invite you all to continue to participate in Embassy's events, including the quiz competition being planned on the occasion of the Independence Day next month. Dear friends, we have seen the decision of the government of Kuwait to gradually ease the restrictions associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's continue to remain vigilant and follow all precautions. I will cover the issues related to travel restrictions and vaccination certificates tomorrow in my virtual open house from here. I look forward to seeing you all virtually tomorrow again. Thank you. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for those insightful remarks. I would now like to invite Mr. Rajpal Tyagi, a recipient of Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, to come to the podium and deliver his remarks on the occasion, please.
Namaskar, good evening, Your Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, dear principals, respected teachers, students, and my dear friends and colleagues from Indian Community Support Group and various other organizations here. So, आप सबको एक प्यार भरा नमस्कार. Mr. Ambassador, when you speak, so you leave very little words for the speakers to come and speak because you cover most of the subjects or issues related to all these events. Today's event, it's like Neet, which is a national entrance or eligibility test, which is conducted by authority by NTA. It's called National Testing Authority of India. And when I'm finding like when I come and become the first speaker, it's like becoming the first opening batsman and facing in England and facing the bowling of seam and swing, and you find a very challenging situation. But I welcome it and take it with both the hands. Until before pre-corona period, this test used to be conducted by the month of May. Now this test, for last 2 years, you could say the post-COVID period is conducted in September. Last year also it was conducted, if my information is correct, on 13th of September. And this year it's going to be conducted on 12th of September. This is a successful attempt at Neet, which enables students to avail a seat in any of the medical program, such as MBBS, BDS, or other Ayush program, which are offered by the Government of India, private institution, and other state government institutions all over the country. Following the One Nation, One Test policy that was passed, Neet has emerged as the one-tier national level entrance test, scrapping all the state entrance tests, including AIMS and JIPMER test. The regulatory body of Neet, which is NTA, supervises the smooth conduction of this pen and paper test, because most of the time we see online testing. This is offline test, and all the eligible candidates have to use pen and paper physically and appear with their knowledge and try to attempt to seek a seat in the medical fraternity, which witnesses the participation of nearly, when we say 1.5 to 1.6 million, looks very small, but when we say 15 lakh से 16 lakh students और बच्चे participate करते हैं, last year उन्होंने किया, तो then we find, yes, it's a huge number. And similarly, I'm very happy to share that this year's registration is 15 lakh 97 or 97,000, so it sounds a humongous big number. Neet 2020 submit cards were released on the official website on 26th August 2020, and Neet 2021 is scheduled to be conducted on 12th September 2021, as I mentioned in my earlier remarks. Registration for the sum commencement from 13 July 21 has already started. The Medical Council of India has introduced few alterations in the Neet on the advice of the Union Health Ministry of India. The following changes have already taken shape and then implemented this year. First, Neet has successfully superseded AIMS and JIPMER entrance test, which when I graduated architecture, it was 1975. That time we used to see CPMT, PMT, and AIMS, and the Pune medical test. And now all these tests have come under one umbrella, and which is Meet. I see a lot of students, they must be very eager and anxious, and I think we have to give credit to our ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, who had been working very closely with the Education Minister and our Honorable Prime Minister. Because being a part of ICSG, I have noticed him, any subject, any challenge is thrown to him, he take with both the hands, he say, I will do it. When we had a problem of the jobs or shortage of jobs, unemployment, and we were looking for food, Mr. Amber said, let's do it. And he took it as a challenge, and with the help of community and Indian Community Support Group, which lovingly we call it ICSG, we were able to do it. Then came 2 months back the challenge for oxygen, and our honorable ambassador said, we'll do it. And you all read in the media that how much oxygen was sent from Kuwait. I think from the Middle East, we were the only country who sent the maximum amount of oxygen to our fellow countrymen in India. And I presume that our Honorable Prime Minister also had a word of praise through His Excellency and Embassy of India to Kuwait for this. So thank you, sir, for taking this initiative and taking all of us into your fold and making us a part of your team. And God forbid, if there's an opportunity tomorrow, we'll be with you, we'll be beside you. Students from the states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, now these people, seats they can take avail 15% from the All India quota, which is a very good, I think I should say, reservation for the students of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Category-wise, age limitations persist while the curtailment of the number of attempts has been uplifted. So that's another positive point. Wishing to pursue medicine in tough lands, Neet is still required to be qualified. Furnishing an Aadhaar card before it was a mandatory, it's no more. So I could see some of the students as a symbolic representation, and I see some of the respected teachers and honorable principals. I think it's a very good news that with the personal efforts of our honorable ambassador, Kuwait was the first one which was awarded the Neet Center in the whole Middle East. The day it was awarded, we were the first country in the Middle East. I presume, I think some other country, maybe Dubai also received it now. So thank you, Mr. Ambassador, and thank you, Indian Embassy, for giving this opportunity and support to these anxious children. I know when you are a student and you are 12th, you have passed 12th, you are sitting at home and you are looking for a future to go out. How does it affect your mind and brain and thoughts? So I think that anxiety has been over. These students will be able to avail this facility, which is a wonderful opportunity for all of them who want to pursue in the field of medicine, BDS, and MBBS. So with this, I do not want to take much of the time. Thank you, and I wish all the best and good luck to all the students. And I'm sure our teachers and principals are as eager as the students, because they all too want to see their students basically sail through, get admission, go various institutions in India and other places. So with this, thank you very much. Namaste. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Mr. Tyagi, for the kind remarks. Next, I would now like to invite Mr. T. Prem Kumar, Principal, Indian Educational School, Kuwait, to come to the podium and deliver his remarks on the occasion.
Good evening, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Sri C.V. George, and all the distinguished invitees present here this evening and those on the virtual platform. We have gathered here to express our gratitude to the visionary leader of the largest democracy in the world, Sri Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, and our dynamic Education Minister, Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, who have been instrumental in granting permission to the Embassy of India in Kuwait to conduct the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Examination, Neet, here in Kuwait for the benefit of students of the Indian schools in Kuwait. Of the many epoch-making decisions that our Prime Minister has taken very boldly, this one will always be gratefully remembered by the Indian diaspora in Kuwait. It is indeed a milestone event that needs to be celebrated by the Embassy of India under the wise leadership of the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, C.V. George, and the erudite team at the education wing of the Embassy of India in Kuwait. I am pleased to share with this august gathering that our ambassador has been very keen on learning about Indian education system that prevails in the Indian schools here in Kuwait since the day one in his office. He has always been all ears to the issues that the principals of Indian schools confront. Regular interaction and one-to-one meetings with all the principals enabled him to understand very quickly the urgent needs of the student-parent community so as to cater to their needs. He has been kind to meet and update the principals on the situations prevailing in the country during the pandemic situation on a regular basis. We are indeed grateful to you, sir, for this kind gesture. We reserve our gratitude. My association with Kuwait began a decade ago, and I do not have the slightest apprehension to openly state here today that we have never enjoyed such a close and fruitful relationship with the Embassy of India like we have today, and it's all because of the relentless, painstaking efforts of our dear ambassador. Our gratitude to the ambassador knows no bounds for his earnest endeavors to help a dream come true. His unrelenting efforts made it possible. We have now JEE and NEET examination centers in the soils of Kuwait. The Indian Embassy tirelessly worked with the Government of India to get sanctions for these two examination centers, much to the joy and gratitude of hundreds of JEE and NEET aspirants from the 19 CBSE affiliated schools in Kuwait, and of course, their very grateful parents. A few of them were overjoyed when I informed them of this momentous decision. Words are beginning to fail me, and I can't tell you how grateful we are to you and your team, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for all the concern, and a bigger thank you for your unwavering sense of duty. We look forward to continued support from the Embassy of India for the benefit of all our children who are under our care. Thank you very much. God bless you and our embassy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Prem Kumar. I would now like to invite Mrs. Asha Sharma, Principal, Indian Learners Own Academy, to come to the podium and deliver her remarks on the occasion.
Good evening to one and all, and a very special evening and the wishes to His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait. It was a landmark decision of the Government of India to hold NEET examination here. His Excellency has spoken and given you a glimpse of everything related to it. Mr. Tyagi has given much more elaboration about this examination, and Mr. Prem Kumar has thanked His Excellency, which is very much deserving, as we are ameliorated from lot of, you can say, botheration, anxiety, and I must say that the student community, the teachers community, all the educators, the wholesome Indian community must be thanking the Prime Minister of India from the core of their hearts for taking this landmark decision. I would like to draw your attention to one point. Most of the children in Kuwait, if you see, they opt for science subjects. And nearly half of them, they opt for bio. This means there are so many aspirants here in Kuwait. But there are manifold difficulties before them which have clearly been removed now. The first difficulty was this, that when would the date sheet come? How many days gap will be there between the NEET and the last examination? How much time will they get? The parents and the students were always sitting on the fence that whether they should take the coaching in Kuwait or in India. And they were always postponing their preparation for this examination. Now, at least they will be decisive in their mind that this examination can be taken here. And another thing, when they go to another place to write the examination, they are not very comfortable, whatever arrangements can be made. As an educator, we know children are most comfortable at those places where they study regularly, and parents are the best persons to look after them, their health, their studies, and their, you can say, nutrition during those days. And now that ambience will be provided. I can clearly foresee that the results of NEET, as far as the students of Kuwait are concerned, I think will be better, because they will be given attention from all corners. Schools will also revamp, and they will also try to come forth to provide them guidance. Parents will be there to look after them. Community will be there to support, and our Excellency at the helm of it will be there to encourage and motivate to all of them. I'm sure that we'll be able to produce very good results, and we will be able to provide all the facilities for this examination preparation in Kuwait itself, and I hope that the result will be far better. Thank you, His Excellency. I thank from the core of my heart our Prime Minister of India and the Education Minister of India for taking this landmark decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sharma. I would now like to invite Mr. Ravi Ayanoli, Principal Fahil Al Wataniya Indian Private School, or DPS Kuwait, to come to the podium and deliver his remarks on the occasion.
Respected Your Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador to Kuwait, my fellow principals, dear students, parents, and all dignitaries present here, a very good evening to one and all. A very important landmark that getting a NEET center in Kuwait is finally a dream come true now. The major chunk of the effort definitely goes to the Indian Embassy under the great leadership of our Honorable Ambassador, Mr. C.B. George. Thank you so much, sir, for making this possible. Along with the Excellency, the education team, the education wing of Kuwait also has worked to materialize this dream. When I met Our Excellency in the first day, when he joined the embassy, I could meet him with my management team. So casually we were mentioning about the possibility of getting a NEET center. So he was mentioning that we have a file here, or last year there were so many papers, recommendations, all these were there, but the files were in the folder and it was in the cupboard. But because of his dedicated attempt, now finally we got the center in Kuwait. Once again, thank you, sir. Of course, at this moment, I would like to express my gratitude to our Indian Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and our Education Minister, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan. They were so considerate to provide this opportunity for our students to write NEET examination also in Kuwait. So this is a great achievement, there is no doubt. Another aspect what comes is as per the new education policy, what is getting framed or almost framed, and this is a very, very big task which we have to materialize. Students are appearing for the NEET examination. After a lot of preparation, they go through the past papers, revise, and they get into that. And there is a monotonous nature. Probably the national policy of education, which was framed in the year of 1986, for the first time, it is getting reframed or rejuvenated as NEP 2020, where there is a lot of importance is given to the stages of 3 to 5 and 6 to 8 level, where children will not be burdened with rote learning. And to implement that, it's a very Herculean task, which is going to put all of us in real trouble, and there's a lot of hard work required. And during that time, we had a dream, we shared with Our Excellency, that our Honorable Prime Minister have not visited Kuwait. Sir, we really hope and pray that in your tenure, he visit our country, and so that we'll be able to express our wholehearted gratitude to our Honorable Prime Minister. Once again, I thank all our people who are worked tirelessly behind achieving this effort, achieving this opportunity of writing the examination, NEET examination Kuwait. Thank you once again. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi. I would now like to invite Mrs. Tasneem Billah, Principal, AMSB Indian School, Kuwait, to come to the podium and deliver her remarks on the occasion.
A very good evening to Your Excellency, Sir C.B. George, respected office bearers of the Indian Embassy, esteemed guests, beloved teachers, students, and parents of the Indian diaspora. On behalf of the AMSB Indian School, it is an honor to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, and the Honorable Education Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji for their noteworthy decision of permitting Kuwait to host the prestigious NEET exams for the year 2021. We wish to extend a sincere token of gratitude and thankfulness to the Honorable Ambassador Sri C.B. George for his persistent and tireless efforts in facilitating this, as without his initiation, this would not have been possible. Following the one test policy, NEET has emerged as the one-tier common entrance test for MBBS at all state-level entrance tests. Aspirants of the medical and engineering field set their sights on acquiring a seat in esteemed and established colleges all over India, and NEET has helped in bringing parity to this. This piece of news has come as a convivial for hundreds of Indian students who aspire to take the NEET exam in order to bring definition to their aspirations. The students and parents heave a sigh of relief, as this puts an end to the conundrum of traveling to India to write the exam during the already hassled pandemic situation, thus putting an end to the concerns over safety, fear of loss of opportunities, and financial burden. This dynamic step is truly a momentous decision for the Indian community in Kuwait during this critical time. We welcome it with whole heart, sir. Another commendable step in the midst of these insurmountable challenges is the introduction of 2 more languages to help students appear in the exam, and the addition of 48 cities and 2 countries as NEET centers, who shall carry out the exam keeping in mind the required precautions for COVID. This truly is a positive corroboration in line with the NEP scheme, as of how the Indian government stands strong for its people in critical times. Once again, kindly accept our gratefulness for this consideration to the students of Kuwait. We thank His Excellency Sir C.B. George for giving us this platform for expressing our sincere gratitude towards the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Billa. We also have with us 2 young students, both of them NEET aspirants, I'm told, who would like to share their thoughts on this occasion. For this, first, I would now like to invite Ms. Natasha Maria, Class 12, Carmel School, Kuwait, to come to the podium and deliver her remarks on the occasion, please.
Success is the culmination of hard work and diligence, which bears fruit when given the right opportunity. Your Excellency, Shri C.B. George, dignitaries and respected attendees, during this pandemic, with uncertainty looming at every turn, the prospects of traveling to India and appearing for NEET seemed remote. On behalf of the students of Carmel School, Kuwait, I would wish to thank our Honorable Ambassador for his leadership and initiative in making it possible for us to appear for the NEET exam in Kuwait. We are extremely grateful for the timely intervention by the Government of India as well. Times of testing and uncertainty builds in us resilience, making us stronger to scale greater heights. As we continue our preparation for NEET, we turn towards the Almighty in faith so that our efforts may produce the desired results. I once again wish to thank our ambassador for his relentless pursuit in helping us continue our education in these present circumstances and for reassuring us at every turn during this long-drawn academic year. You have been there for us, sir, and although words can never be sufficient to express our gratitude, I want to convey our sincere thanks for being a beacon of positivity and care. We remain ever grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. I would now like to invite Ms. Mahalya Mohan, Class 12, Indian Community School, Kuwait, to come to the podium and deliver her remarks.
Most respected Honorable Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Sri C.B. George Sir, principals of Indian schools in Kuwait, parents and fellow candidates attempting the NEET exam, and all dignitaries present here. Good evening to you. I am Mahalya Mohan of Indian Community School, Kuwait, Science Batch, standing here on behalf of Indian schools in Kuwait. I'm here to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorary Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and the Honorary Education Minister of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, for granting to host the NEET examination here in Kuwait. I also thank the Honorable Ambassador, Shri C.B. George, for his tireless efforts of raising up these issues to the Government of India, which has led to this fruitful result. It's truly historic to the Indian diaspora here and a great relief during the pandemic time. We, students and parents, are stressed out about the airports being locked out, and in case if we have to travel with our kids, we are truly concerned about our job in Kuwait. Now that this decision has come through, the parents of students who are attempting the NEET exam neither have to worry about the risks and hassles of travel nor of losing their jobs. This decision of the government has saved ample time for students who are glued to their examinations and studies to get high score in NEET. It's really believed that this is God's gift from the Government of India to the entire student community who are writing the exam in Kuwait. It's really believed that it is the full effort of the ambassador to bring this exam here in Kuwait. Once again, I thank our Honorary Education Minister, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, who have given this opportunity to write our NEET exam in Kuwait, and I also thank our Honorable Ambassador Shri C.B. George, whose timely efforts have brought the center here. I wish best of luck to all the candidates who are earnestly in deep preparation for the competitive examination. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ms. Mahalya. Best wishes to both of you and to all the other students appearing in the forthcoming examination. We now come to the second half of our program. We will have a prize distribution ceremony, as Ambassador had mentioned in his remarks, for winners of various competitions that Embassy had organized as part of celebrations of International Day of Yoga, IDY 2021. To felicitate the winners, I request His Excellency the Ambassador to come to the dais and give away the prizes. We will begin with the winners of the photo contest on the theme, Be with Yoga, Be at Home. I will now call out names of the winners of this contest. The first prize winner is Miss Alaka Jitendra Rao. The second prize winner may also line up, Miss Kirtana Subhash. And the third prize winner, Master Rohit Rupesh Ravi. Thank you. Miss Kirtana. A very young winner we have with us, sir. We will assist you, don't worry, Miss Kirtana. Ah. Master Rohit Rupesh Ravi. The next set of winners are from the video blogging contest on the theme My Family and Yoga Time. The first prize winner is Miss Anaga Panikar. The second prize winner is once again Miss Kirtana Subhash. And we have two winners for the third position, Miss Arudra Ashok and Master Adhira Ashok. We have Miss Kirtana again, sir. Miss Arudra Ashok and Master Adhira Ashok. The next set of winners are from the essay contest on the theme, I'll keep announcing, video blogging contest. From the essay contest, the winners, the first prize winner is Master Ananta K. Sairam. The second prize winner is Master Kamar Unisa. Master Ananta K. Sairam, the first prize winner of the essay contest on My Family and Yoga Time. Master Kamar Unisa. Oh, sorry, Miss Kamar Unisa, I'm sorry. The next set of winners are from the online quiz on yoga. The first prize winner is Miss Sunita Krishna Kumar. The second prize winner is Mr. Sunil Kumar Gupta. Third prize winner, Miss Anupa Ravindra Panikar. Mr. Sunil Kumar Gupta, followed by Miss Anupa Ravindra Panikar. followed by the consolation prize winners, Master Avik Gupta, Master Avik Gupta will be followed by Master Afnan Chokdar Safian and Miss Isra Fatima. Master Afnan. Miss Isra Fatima. The next set of winners are from the pencil drawing competition. Miss Sakina Khandwala is the first prize winner. Miss Sakina, followed by Miss Abin Philip Benjamin, who is the second prize winner. Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all the winners. We encourage all Indian nationals to continue participating in our various competitions. We are going to have competitions in the run-up to the celebrations of Independence Day as well. With this, we come to the end of today's event. On behalf of Embassy of India, I extend a formal vote of thanks to all the esteemed guests, principals, teachers, students of various schools, respected members of the Indian diaspora and friends of India in Kuwait, esteemed members of the media community, distinguished guests and viewers who have joined us on the virtual platform, and all those who are watching us live on Embassy's social media platform. Thank you all for attending this event. Be safe and be healthy, remain vigilant, and continue to follow all the health and safety guidelines related to COVID-19. Have a nice evening. Once again, our best wishes to all the students appearing for the forthcoming NEET examinations. May you all excel with flying colors. Thank you.